Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for taking the time out to join my Zoom meeting here tonight with my synchronous session. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good, yeah.
Good, thanks.
Yeah, tired, right? End of a long day. So yeah, I want to kind of make this short, sweet, kind of hit everything for you guys. So I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen here with the PowerPoint. And away we go. So all three of you kind of attended my asynchronous session on nuclear knowledge. This is just going into the next phase. You guys can kind of see my screen there.
Yep.
Perfect. Um, so just a little bit of a recap here. So some of the stuff that I just want to highlight from the this asynchronous session was we learned about kind of the definition of what the nuclear material was. So it's something that is trying to go from an unstable state to a stable state. We talked about different types of radiation, ionizing, which is dangerous, as well as non-ionizing, which had to do with like microwave or cell phone radiation. We discussed half-life, which was the amount of time it took for a material to decay, for half of it to decay away. Two of the questions I kind of asked was about the benefits and the drawbacks, which you guys answered nicely. Talking about the medical benefits as well as nuclear power, which was kind of I won't say controversial, but it's kind of a difficult to start um, getting wide acceptance for. We, some examples people talked about were cancer as well as environmental impact, such as Chernobyl, which is still an issue to this day. And I don't know if you guys caught it, but at the very, very tail end of the video, it was talking about a Geiger counter, and if you heard it clicking, it was to run away, which is basically one of the ways to locate radiation. Did you guys have any questions about any of that stuff, or that video was kind of easy enough to digest?
Yeah, I think it was all good.
Okay, cool. So we're going to kind of use all that foundational knowledge today. We're going to be looking at a case study. And this was something that actually happened a couple months ago here in Western Australia. Did you guys hear about this on the news at all or anything?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a huge kind of issue, like a lot of people are looking for the small kind of capsule which is lost from somewhere.
Yeah, good, perfect. So I'm gonna play a little short video here for you guys, about 2 minutes long, and then we'll kind of get into discussing it, okay? Um, just let me know if you guys can hear it pretty much as soon as it starts, okay? Um,
I don't think there's any audio coming through.
not coming through, right? Let me try a new share and start that. I've got the sound there. Okay. Same with you guys. No sound, Kaylee and Aditya. Okay. Uh, all right. This might be the same thing that was happening the other day to Dwayne. Okay. Uh, just for that reason, I had a bit of a backup. So I'm gonna put the video actually in the chat there, and give you 2 minutes to kind of go through that, and then just come back once you guys are done there, and we can go on to the next part.
Then
All done.
Okay. We'll just wait for Aditya there just to finish.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, so some discussion here. So what was lost was a cesium-137 radioactive capsule, as you guys heard. Why was this an issue? What was so dangerous about this? Another main thing I want to kind of discuss about recovery as well as prevention. So how could they recover this capsule? How can they ensure that this doesn't happen again in the future? I'm going to split you guys into breakout rooms, I guess, here now for doing the discussion. Because there's only 3 of you, one of you will be by yourself. Okay, so it's going to be random here. So I think I'll give you guys about 90 seconds or so. Kind of discuss those 2 things. Okay, so what was the problem and kind of how to prevent it in the future. Okay. My timing was a little bit off there.
oh, good.
Apparently it gives you a minute after you close a room.
Totally.
Yeah, so you drew the short straw. I guess you're by yourselves there.
It's okay. It was nice to just have a minute.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of information, going through things pretty quick here, right?
Exactly.
Good. Now that everyone's back here, I'll kind of put those questions back up there. Yeah, so what did you guys think about this capsule? Why was it such a problem? What was dangerous? And yeah.
I guess well, I'm not sure what cesium-137 is or what it can do if it's lost or what if it's harmful or not. But to recover it, we could try and use one of those meters that you talked about that tracks the radiation levels to figure out kind of where it is. And then to prevent it from happening, I mean, it was already in a capsule that has been tested to withstand all the elements, but I don't know if there's a way to put like a physical like tracker on the actual tiny capsule to track it, like an Apple AirTag or something more sophisticated than that, obviously, but that type of deal, I guess that's what a DTNI came up with.
Yeah, well, it's good enough to find luggage these days, right?
Right? Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one thing about the cesium-137, I'll let you know. So it's got something that's called a long half-life. So its half-life is 30 years.
Hmm.
So that means if you had 100 units of it now, in 2053, there would be half of it left. That's one thing. It's also very high energy. So that's probably why it was dangerous. Another reason was its size, actually. But I'll let Kaylee have a chance to talk there if you had anything in your solo breakout room.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought if the wrong person stumbled upon it and didn't know what it was, and again, I'm not really familiar with what the capsule is, but if it were to release that radioactive energy, and I don't know in what quantity, but I think given that it was so carefully packaged that it's probably too much for an individual to have their hands on, potentially harmful.
Yeah, definitely. That's perfect there. And going back to the first people who kind of actually discovered radioactivity, they used to leave things like this in their pockets and carry around with them all day. They used to put it in water and drink it because it was seen like a miracle cure. So just yeah, and these are like the smartest people of their time, right?
Yeah.
Think about an average person. So you guys kind of got all the main points over there. I've got another video here that is probably not going to work again. So I'll kind of share the link with you. That kind of details a little bit about the dangers. But it's pretty much a recap of kind of what you guys have gone through. So this one's about a minute and a half. Kind of start halfway through there. It's just unmute yourselves when you guys come back, okay?
Sorry, as you said to start from halfway. Sorry, your mic is off.
I think I put it to start at 64 seconds or something like that.
Okay.
And so just to the end from there.
Okay.
All right, seems like everyone's done there. So you guys kind of hit all the points.
WA authority.
Yeah, you guys kind of hit all the points there, talking about it being small, it can fall into the wrong person's hand, it's dangerous. Those devices they were actually holding in the video, those are kind of Geiger counters or survey meters that are used to find the radiation. Yeah, so this is kind of applied with nuclear medicine, which is kind of what I do, except in a different capacity. One final thing I want to kind of point out was just the timeline of everything. So some dates are a little bit different, different sources. But the main thing is that kind of packaged here on January 10th, and they didn't discover it's missing until about 2 weeks later, which isn't very good when dealing with radiation. I'm not sure about Australia, but with Canada, if we don't know where a package is at any point of its transport, or if anything's missing in there, we get fined and then questioned by Transport Canada very intensely. But this last little bit found in about 6-7 days, which is really good. The thing is so tiny, and they're able to find it even though it was like 800, 1,000 kilometers long road. That is everything I kind of wanted to go over tonight. Any questions or comments? Anything you guys wanted to talk about? Any questions between the two lessons? Yeah.
Sorry, I just had a question about this whole case because I've never heard about it at all. But you
Mhm.
said it was found February 1st, the little
Yep.
capsule.
Yep.
Was there anyone that's reported that got sick from it or any injuries or anything like that?
No, so it fell out of this truck, and it was a couple meters away from the side of the road. But it's a pretty barren area, it seems like, and so the road is busy, but it's just people going by. There's nothing there to stop and have a picnic or anything like that. So no
Mhm.
one actually got sick. Uh, the way they actually found it is they had these very sensitive meters, and they're able to pick up little bits of radiation traveling inside of a car at 50 kilometers an hour. And once they saw it kind of spike up a little bit, then they slowed down and kind of did a better, more intensive search of the area until they found that thing that's kind of smaller than the tip of my finger, right? So actually, the finding part was really, really good, and I'm surprised they found it within that quick. There's that saying, kind of needle in a haystack, which is what this was basically,
Mhm.
and they found it within a week.
And do we know what the intent, like what was it being transferred to be used for? What is a capsule like that?
They use it in something with mining. I'm not sure exactly what they did with it, but it went from a Rio Tinto mine, and then they were transporting it to a holding facility where it's supposed to stay. But usually, as soon as it's delivered, within the next 24 hours, you're supposed to have gone through the package and received it, making sure you have what you have, making sure nothing's been damaged or leaked or missing, and at least in Canada. And so they have something similar over there, but they didn't abide by it. And the mining company, you can tell, like already trying to shift blame. They said that a third party carrier kind of transported it, and they're kind of trying to blame them so they don't get hit by the regulators or fined or anything like
Mhm.
that. Yeah, trying to
I have a
escape
quick,
it.
sorry, I have a quick question. Like, what is the policy and procedures in Canada to transport such a sensitive radioactive kind of materials here? I looked at when they transfer that in a truck, like,
Mhm.
why not like some kind of safe kind of transport? Like they can easily use the aeroplane or once, I don't know. Because when I heard like what is the procedures here in Canada?
With here following what's called with Transport Canada,
Mhm.
the regulations they have is just that the outside of the truck has to be labeled as carrying a
Oh, I
radioactive
see.
material, as well as the package itself. The person who's driving it has to take what's called a Transport of Dangerous Goods
Mhm.
course,
Okay.
so they know how to handle things if there's an accident. if they find that something's missing on their manifest. And it can't be out of the sight of anyone. So
Okay.
they have to have two people driving basically. So if one has to go to the washroom, the package is not left by itself. They probably have similar things over there. But from what I understood, because it was so small and it
Yeah.
wasn't packaged properly, it popped out of the actual suitcase or package that was in, and it fell out of a loose bolt or something like that on the truck. It's just a perfect storm in with all these things going wrong. If it was packaged properly, the loose bolt or whatever in the truck wouldn't have made a difference. But yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, not a problem. Yeah, like I never knew about any of these things until I started taking this program back 2012
Oh,
and finished in 2014. Yeah. Since then, I've done something called I've got my certification in becoming a radiation safety officer. And so that's where I learned all of this stuff.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, so feel free to ask any more questions, but if not, we can kind of move into the forward feedback portion of the evening. Besides the technical glitches, which I guess will be a learning curve with this new version of Zoom. Yeah, anything I can improve on for next time?
I just wanted to say I found it very interesting. I mean, this information is completely new to me. I had no idea what's going on in Australia or that there was some loose cesium there. And for me, the topic itself was engaging, and the videos were good. And I mean, I was really into it. So yeah, good job on that. One piece of, I guess, feed forward that I would say is I don't know if you were able to watch Dwayne's videos on like the BOPS method and stuff like that. Yeah, and I'm trying to remember now if we were able to hit all like the bridging, the opening, the what's it called again, pre-assessment and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I tried to do that with this one, but I couldn't hit everything. And so one of the other things that he mentioned was doing the card model. So I kind of went with that. I've lost my notes now here, but it had to do with like context. So I'm trying to kind of relate this to what I did previously. An activity, which was kind of the breakout room, or I think was, I can't remember now, reflecting.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Reflect, share answers, and then kind of documentation of learning. I didn't want to put you guys through a quiz at 8:30 at night. So it was more just kind of a bigger discussion and kind of answer all your questions about last week's lesson and this tonight's lesson.
Yeah, I think it's really cool how you tied in your asynchronous lesson to the synchronous one.
Yeah.
That's something I don't think I'm going to be able to hit on my synchronous lesson. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. So
yeah, but I imagine you can use Miro. Kind of, I don't know, maybe during the breakout session or something.
yeah,
Of
I'm probably yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you just gone through like exactly at the end when you ask how you feel about it, what you learned. So I think that's the kind of reflection you already got from like a two sessions, like initial information, then case study, which expand like a little bit more like how it's gonna happen. The only my suggestion maybe like if we have a something related to like it's a nice case study, but if we have a day-to-day kind of radioactive use kind of examples might
Okay.
be a better way to understand, because sometimes like, what is this C23 or something like that? Maybe
Right.
that's a technical thing we don't understand, but yeah, exactly. At the first session, you have given a lot of hospital examples and how it uses and all these things.
Mhm.
People can understand better. That's the only one suggestion I have. Other than that,
Okay.
excellent.
Sounds good. So kind of more day-to-day examples, kind of not so much with the technical
Yeah.
cesium 137, talking about radioactivity in bananas as well as
Yeah.
like granite countertops if you have that at home.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, the topic seems endless and like really
yeah.
interesting and something I didn't know anything about. So I must admit, like at the beginning of the lesson, I was like, uh-oh, I don't know enough to do this. Like I'm lost.
Yeah.
But then I feel like it really came, like it all came together at the end. I was like, okay, I knew enough. It wasn't too stressful. And so I think that was because of like the information you provided, and kept my interest by not leaking it all right away and sharing it as the lesson went on. I think that was really good.
Perfect. Yeah, no, lots of good stuff. Kind of some of the other feedback I got last time for other things was kind of putting captions in videos and
Mm.
which would make it easier, especially for people who speak multiple languages or have difficulty with English. Um, Not so much dumbing it down, but making it more for beginners for this material, I think would be easier so that maybe you don't feel kind of lost at that beginning thing. Because if I I found if something kind of is overwhelming at the beginning, it kind of glaze over and kind of start focusing on other things, right?
Yeah, I think
Um,
it can go one of two ways. Either you're like, okay, I really need to learn more, or like, nah, I'm just gonna check out because this is
Mhm.
my area.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Um,
maybe we could have started with like what is cesium, and then if we can find it in everyday things, and then gone into like the case study of the
yeah.
lost cesium. Um, just because, yeah, like when you said cesium 137 at the beginning, I was like, oh man, like I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
But like that got me engaged because I was like, oh man, I need to pay attention because this is going to be part of the lesson. Just a quick question, you were saying about adding captions to your videos and stuff like that. Have you taken media enhanced learning yet? I think it's 30 to 40, I think.
Yeah.
No, this is just my second one. I've just
Oh, this is your
taken
second
the
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that. I took like,
Yeah,
yeah.
so media enhanced learning, that's like where I learn how to use Miro.
Mm.
Oh,
It's a
I see.
really good course if you're going to be teaching a lot online. I highly suggest to do it. It's pretty like self-paced, and what it is they give you like a list of all these different learning tools, and then you just have to go through all like the intro videos and stuff or other people's videos and presentations, and then find one, or I think you have to find two that you don't know about at all, and then you have
Right.
to kind of learn it and then do like this reflection on it, and that's how I was able to use like Miro or other things that I had no idea how to use, and then I actually just recycled my presentation for
Right.
my lesson. So
But
yeah,
that's like
so
the best way to learn, right? Teach
yeah.
somebody how to do it, and you did a good job with that, right?
And also
I have,
another one actually that's really good is it's an in-person class,
Mm.
delivery of instruction. So it's like presenting in front of the class, but I find a lot of that translates to teaching online as well. And just like the learning theories and stuff, and in person, it's totally different. It's the only course that I've taken so far in this diploma that's been in person with Doug Major, and he's an amazing instructor.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they did offer like that often, that 30 to 20. I
Mhm.
thought that I'm gonna take that this term, but they didn't offer until like next June or somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I think you did a great job. I was for the not knowing part was what really got me hooked, but and then the actual like the video and case study was really good too.
You could always gauge your audience too and be like, who knows anything about this
Yeah.
topic and who doesn't? And then you get a sense of like, okay, how much do I need to break this down, or do we have a room of experts?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, that's a
A
good
way to
idea.
do that is you can just, you'd have to prepare before, but you could do polls on Zoom.
Yeah.
Like before the meeting, just as your pre-assessment. And then, yeah, like Callie said, you can gauge your audience and then you can figure out how far you need to explain things or how simple you need to break things down. Or if everyone knows what it is, then you can speed it up a little bit or talk about other deeper information and whatnot.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks a lot for attending tonight. I know it was a big chunk of time there. Apparently Zoom tells me there's 5 minutes left of the free recording time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be sticking around for the course for another week or so,
Mhm.
and then
That's pretty
I'm
much it for you,
going-
right? You've done both lessons and then you just have your either reflection or video or exit interview with Dwayne, right?
Yeah, I kind
Do
of
you know which one you're gonna do?
I think I'm gonna do the exit interview,
Yeah.
because that's the one that he said that he kind of preferred, but didn't want to bias us.
Mhm.
Yeah, just because I don't know, I find him an interesting instructor.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's got a nice, easy way about him, in terms of with all this, especially since he's been doing it since whatever mid 1990s,
Mhm.
like almost 30 years of experience teaching online, right? I think that's what I'm leaning towards, but we'll see. Yeah, Kaylee, you're kind of in the same spot, eh? You've done both your
Yeah.
things there.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there one that you're leaning towards?
I think I'm gonna do the video just to avoid having to schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
but it's been great learning with you guys. If I
Yeah,
don't
well,
interact with
thank
you any
you.
further.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, and yeah, maybe we'll see you guys in a future course. I still got a lot to do, but seems
Yeah.
like Nikki, you've done quite a few courses
I've
then.
done a few. I'd say after this one, I'm just like a little over halfway. But I'm trying to get it done, like the rest of it done in the next year and a half. And now that they changed the capstone, because you used to have a year to do the
Yeah.
capstone, now it's like 3 months. So I gotta really get going with towards the end. And I'm trying to do it in order, but I kind of split it up and now I'm taking a few electives before I get back into like the heavier stuff. I found like this course to be a little bit lighter,
Mhm.
which I kind of wanted to break because I'm still working full time and doing all this other stuff. So I was like, I need something that's gonna be where I can kind of recycle some old assignments maybe and do it that way. But yeah, that's one my a big tip. If you're in this program, I always save all my stuff, all my presentations, download your Zoom recordings in case it takes too long, because I think they delete after like 6 months. So you can always refer back to your notes or whatever like that. And then I always recycle old PowerPoints or mural boards or whatever, and then I just change the titles up, switch them around, and then kind of cater them towards whichever course
Course it is.
it'll save you a lot of time, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Good
this is
advice.
my last course before
Oh,
Wow, that's awesome.
congratulations.
before starting capstone. So for this, I thought I'm gonna do a little early, but due to some personal kind of things happened last few weeks, I'm a little bit behind. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go for. I'm planning to do something this weekend and then coming with the session next week or so.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
posted.
yeah. Let us know.
Yeah, keep us
I'll kinda
posted.
join.
I'll be
Yeah.
happy to attend your sessions
Yeah,
and stuff,
I'll post that. I'll post.
for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
thanks.
you
Have a good
and
night.
good
Have a
night.
good night.
Have a
See
good
ya.
night. See y'all. Bye.
Bye.